Joining us now. I would have went on a 10-minute rant there. His whole career is getting wasted. He's not even in the playoffs. He's not on TV. The guy's 300 pounds and can dunk from the fucking foul line. Joining us now is a man who has taken a company from being talked about, having a niche group of fans, to a worldwide sensation, doing business all over the globe. A name synonymous with mixed martial arts at this point, the face of the UFC, ladies and gentlemen, President Dana White. Yeah! What's up, dude?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for joining us. You look fantastic. Is this your office? Are we in your office right here?
No, this is the war room. This is where we make all the fights.
Okay, so whenever you look at that globe, the flat Earth back there, listen, that's a whole nother conversation. But when you look at that thing, what are you trying to match? Like, what information do you gather from everything that we're looking at right here?
So to the right of me over here are all the fights that we're working on. We've got fights made all the way up to December 11th. On this wall right here is every fighter in the UFC in the top 15. In each weight class, and we literally sit. This is the heart and soul of this entire. If you come to our offices here, I don't care what sport you go to, the NFL, soccer, or whatever the hell it is. We have the nicest offices on planet Earth. Okay, and this is the heart and the soul. Probably the ugliest room here, but this is the heart and the soul of this whole company. I mean, we sit in this room, me and the matchmakers, for 3 to 4 hours a day, and just argue and put together fights and talk about what's next. And yeah, everything is done in here.
That's awesome. I've gotten a chance to see some of your office via Robbie from over there at Barstool. And I think my favorite thing is the AR or the AK, the AK piece of art that you have in there. And then the Chef and Fuck It Friday is really cool. And thank you for allowing the world in to see the league that you've been able to run. Let's talk about this a little bit. You talk about matchmaking and everything like that, but you obviously have your superstars as well. Whenever you hear like John Jones's name come up, or Conor going through his rehab at a much quicker rate, do you have to take that all into consideration when you're projecting these things months and months out, or are you like, let's get through this month and then we'll get to next month? Are you how far out are you booking at this point?
Yeah, I don't even think about that. And as far as I'm concerned, Conor's out for a year. The doctor said 9 months, and by the time he starts training again, we're looking at like a year. So I don't even think about it. It doesn't even cross my mind. We're focused on all the people that are here or fighting, whether you're an up-and-comer that just came off the Contender Series, the guys that are coming off this season of The Ultimate Fighter, or anybody else on the roster that's currently active right now is all we think about.
Hey, Dana, so I know you, from the jump, when COVID hit, you found a way to get it done. You get Fight Island, all that stuff happens. The Apex you're fighting now still at times. What was there ever a moment when you thought, hey, like I may have to shut down for an extended period of time?
I think we were shut down for 6 weeks during the pandemic when it happened. And it was without a doubt the hardest thing that I've ever gone through in my career. Not just trying to find a way to get through it, but the negativity, the attacks by the media, and all that type of bullshit that I had to go through daily was what made it the most challenging. But I knew that I was willing to do whatever it took, willing to spend whatever it would cost to make this thing happen. And one of the bigger things for me was, when you look down the barrel of this thing at the time, the standard thing to do is you lay off 30% of your employees. We take all the executives, you cut their salaries in half, and you do that type of stuff. There was no fucking way that I was doing that to any of my people. Some of my people have been with me for almost 20 years. A lot of these people have been here for 10. I'm just going to, just cut them, let them go, furlough them, do all that. There was no way in hell that was happening. So we were either going to go down in the burning ship together, or we were gonna fight through this together, and that's what we did.
I think my favorite interview, maybe at the beginning of that entire thing, obviously Tiger King stole the show for a bit, but you were being interviewed, and you were very open about, like, yeah, our partners are forcing us not to have a fight. We're trying to be good business partners here, but our partners are basically saying, like, yeah, we can't do this. We were able, okay, I did secure a fucking island to do this, but it was like it was cool to kind of see. And then at one of your most recent press conferences, maybe a week or two ago, you said something that scared the shit out of us, Dana, okay? Because we've been dancing on COVID's fucking grave over here pretty hard, okay? And then you said that, I don't know if you said if there's another stoppage, the UFC won't stop, or you were thinking that there maybe will be another stoppage and the UFC won't stop. What do you know? Is that happening, Dana?
It's not that I know anything. It's just, I mean, I'm looking at the same things you guys are looking at.
Yeah.
You know, when you're forcing people to be vaccinated that don't want to be vaccinated, or you can't go into a gym or a restaurant, or you could possibly get fired if you don't get vaccinated. And all, the Delta, you know, blah, 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 blah. It was just like, who knows what's next or what curveball's coming. The answer is, I don't give a shit what any of these people do. I got my shit dialed in. I know what I'm gonna. A year and a half ago, you got me. Okay, I didn't see that coming. I never thought that Vegas could be shut down. I never thought that was even a possibility in my lifetime. But now I do, and now I'm ready for anything. So I'm not over here. Like we just had a couple of fights fall out due to COVID this last week, you know, and there will be more. It's part of our life now. This is part of what's going to happen in the future. But I'm not putting any restrictions on any of my people and forcing them to do anything. I've never forced anybody to do anything, let alone take a shot you might not be comfortable with. You know,
Yeah.
It's just not me. It's not what I would ever do.
Dana, I'm sure you get asked all the time with all the celebrity boxing going on and everything, but the fight I'm curious about that I almost forgot was happening was Oscar De La Hoya fighting Vitor Belfort in September. How do you think that's going to go?
Come on.
I'm praying Vitor knocks this crackhead out and viciously knocks him out.
He said he's worried about killing him. Vitor said that. He's worried he's going to kill him.
Yeah, listen, as much as I can't stand that dirtbag, you know, De La Hoya is legit. And De La Hoya, back in the day when me and De La Hoya were cool, I actually was up in his camp. Just his jab could knock people out. I mean, De La Hoya in his prime was the real deal. You know, so this is a real fight between two real guys. I think that, you know, obviously Vitor has the power to KO him, but De La Hoya is no joke either.
All right,
you know, hopefully all the coke sniffing and tequila drinking and whatever other shit that guy's been up to is caught up with him, and Vitor lays one right on that big mouth of his and knocks him unconscious.
Okay, so we'll put Dana White in Team Vitor.
Sounds like it.
Okay, that feels like that was kind of. Let's talk about fake fighting here a little bit. I saw you in the Oculus in the throw of the fight. Yeah, I live in there. Hey, I've been trying to tell people how good of a workout it is. I hate cardio.
It's incredible.
It is. Are you still fighting in there? And how do you do it?
Yeah, we have it set up in the gym in here. And, man, is that fun or what? And it kicks your ass.
Are you knocking people out in there? Or are we knocking people out, or are you going to the judges?
So one of the things we're working on this new, you know, when you want to box, the hardest thing to do is to get a mitt man, to get a guy that holds the pads for you and stuff. So we're working on this system right now where you have a pad guy. And I'm working on this workout where we go from the Oculus to the pads. And then when the pads are done, you lift weights. It's a killer workout.
Yeah,
I'll send you one. We're working on the prototype right now, and it's getting there. We're right there. When I get it a little bit better, I'll send you one of the prototypes, and you can check it out.
Oh, I would love to. Am I going to become a fucking monster or what? Do you think that's going to happen?
No, your cardio and your hands are going to be unstoppable is what's going to happen. Will you write that down to remind me to send one of these prototypes?
Yeah, please. Thank you to whoever.
Send you one of these.
Hey, tell whoever that is I said thank you. I don't know if they're making fights in the meantime and then taking notes for you, and I can't thank you enough.
That's Lene, my head of PR. She's a beast.
Hey, Lene, thank you for that in advance. And we'll take an XL shirt, too. I mean, XL shirt if we want to. Let's talk about.
Send these guys both a bunch of UFC.
Yes! Yeah! I appreciate that. Let's talk about this weekend. Hey, let's talk about this weekend. Big time fights. Obviously, my balls was hot is one of my favorite fighters on earth. He's headlining. We got a big weekend ahead. As you're putting fights on every week at this point, huh?
Yeah, pretty much every week. And yes, when it comes to heavyweight championship fights, this is an interim title fight. You can't get a better fight than this. You have Derek Lewis, who is the hometown favorite in Houston, big celebrity there. They love him. Has that one-punch knockout power, actually beat Francis Ngannou, the champion, against Cyril Gane, who is undefeated, 9-0, also has never fought the champion. So whoever wins this fight takes on Francis Ngannou to unify the title. You can't get a better heavyweight fight than this.
Hey, let's go. I'm going to go into the thrill of the fight and watch and knock Spider out a couple times, the big son of a bitch, to get ready for a big heavyweight fight. Go ahead, Ty.
Dana, at this point, like when it comes to finding new talent, does that kind of stuff just genuinely come to you? Or like, do you still have to go out and kind of like find guys? Or do you feel like at this point, everyone's trying to fight in the UFC? Like, is it a lot easier to find guys like Sugar Sean and, guys who are going to become huge superstars?
No, so we still have, shows like The Ultimate Fighter and the Contender Series. And what it does really is introduces so many people to these young up-and-coming stars. These guys, basically, when they come off these shows, are already, stars in the making. But we also go out and look at talent. We cultivate talent. Like if we see people in China or India or Mexico or Puerto Rico or some of these different places that we think has potential, we will fly them out to the United States, put them in really good camps, and let them train with some of the best fighters in the world, so that they can get to that next level. We've been doing that for like 12 years.
Yeah, I think the fights and the fighters are such good stories. I mean, the stories that come out of it. And Sugar Sean is, he's come on our show a lot. We're big fans of. He has that just swagger, it seems like. And that's the fight game, right? You guys, the fight game is, and that's, I assume in that room you do a lot of, in the matchmaking, do you take into accountability? Like, all right, here's some buzz. Here's a... We got to clean this place. Too many flies. I think I just got a bug in my mouth. If you could send Lene, fly swatter as well. UFC fly swatter, that'd be fantastic if you could do that. When you're trying to put these fight cards together, like knockout power, you think about, hey, this one has a lot of like history behind. Like, how do you go about, and how much is like the promotion a big part of it? Because I feel like the whole world gets invested whenever two people are talking shit to each other. Whether the guys like to do it or not, or the girls like to do it or not, it feels like that is just good for business, right? Do you think about that? Do you guys promote that, or is that just kind of how the business runs and it always has?
No, we don't. We go based off skill, rankings, and things like that. Listen, if you get a guy like Conor McGregor, who obviously can fight, he's got good punching power and things like that, and if he has that it factor to become a big star, that's just a huge bonus. But we don't really look at that when we're making fights.
How about Diaz, 5 rounds? You had to think, all right, this guy, we got Diaz in Phoenix. Yeah, we'll put his ass in a fucking 5-rounder. Yeah. I mean, that was a home run. That was a home run fight. And I think you almost ended that thing exactly how everybody thought it was going to go there. Obviously, I think the other Diaz is getting back in there. How good for fighting is that guy?
Yeah, no, the Diaz brothers are definitely fun, and they bring a completely different fan base in when they fight. It's fascinating. And people just love these guys, and you know, from their press conferences to the weigh-ins to the fight itself, people are fascinated by the Diaz brothers.
I saw you dropped marijuana testing for it immediately after the Diaz press conference, where the picture went where
the timing just worked out. On
yeah, of course it did. Good luck this weekend. Good luck with all your fights, and good luck with finding, and congratulations, finding like a blueprint for if the world ever stops. You got this own arena basically that you created in an island. It's incredible work. Congrats on everything.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, you guys. And I got a bunch of stuff coming for you, so thank you.
We heard that. We'll send some back, by the way. Are you knocking people out in there or not?
Where? Yeah, on the video game, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what you have the setting on, those guys are tough. And you know what I love about that is a workout. As soon as you press start, they jump right on you.
Yeah.
So you usually got to start going at it. It's such a killer workout. The Oculus, they don't pay me jack shit. I don't get paid for this. I'm just telling you, if you guys like to get in shape and you love the box and you love fighting, check it out. Thrill of the fight.
And you don't have to get punched in the actual face, which I love. I absolutely.
Well, you know what my son told me? My son told me that they actually sell like a vest that you can put on and headgear, and you feel the punches when they punch you back.
No, that's why I'm doing virtual reality. But that is awesome. That is continuing to evolve, obviously, just like you. Ladies and gentlemen, president of the UFC and maybe the greatest blackjack player to ever play blackjack, Dana White.
Yeah!
Thanks, man. So Lene's sending us a bunch of stuff.
Here we go.
I think it's coming to this office, so that's a shame over there in Ohio.
Yeah, I'll get some. I'll get somebody to pull a few for me.
Yeah, Bruce will probably steal. He's not here. He's on vacation in Greece or something.
Greece during COVID. That's a
bold strategy.
I actually don't know if that's where he is.
Croatia, he's in Croatia, yes.
Similar.
Yeah.
Basically the same.
So is he gone for 3 months because he has to quarantine or what?
Yeah, I think you do have to lock it down there for at least 14 to 17 days. Who knows? Bruce will figure it out. He'll steal some stuff for you, though, for sure. Shout out to Dana White there.
Were you surprised by his hatred towards Oscar De La Hoya?
No, but I just like classic AJ Hawk, by the way. Just classic.
Yeah.
And then he cut a promo on him, which was perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a perfect moment there.